Welcome to an all-new episode here of Underground Florida. Today we have a very special guest. We have Olivier from Grindpad. My dude, thank you very much for tuning in. It's a huge honor to have you, and I'm pretty stoked to have this interview with you, man.
I am super happy to be here, man. Thank you for having us. It's a real honor to be on your show. So yeah, all right, man, cool.
The reason why I wanted to interview you is because of this iconic album that you have in the background for those that are watching. And for those that has no idea about this album, where the fuck are you guys living, or where the fuck you guys are listening to nowadays? Because this album needs to be fucking heard. And that is none other than Burn the Rapist. Technically, you guys are from the Netherlands, am I correct?
Yeah, we are, yeah. Yeah, so it's funny that you said that the full album called Violence, and then we thought what would be like our most iconic song from that album. Obviously, I have some great cross super speedy thrash, but for us it was Burn the Rapist, one of those songs show our love for a different kind of music, and we play this slow sort of more hardcore kind of violence kind of stuff. Intros, that's what we love. It's we're not trying to be super original here, and then we move into this super fast thrash stuff. It's that's the kind of stuff that we love. So we're not trying to show the world kind of new stuff, but we're just doing what we love and do it in the most aggressive way that we can. And we are super stoked to have so many people catch on to that. So dude, most of the people just completely agree with this. The worst kind of reviews that we've ever had for the album Violence was it's not really original. It's no shit, Einstein.
Coolest thing about Grindpad, first things first, in Dutch, I discovered this, I would say 2 weeks ago. It does mean gravel path. I think that's what it's meant.
When I think it was even before the band got serious, like a serious playing band, we have this place in Utrecht, our hometown. A lot of bands come there and they play, and there was a couple of guys in more established bands already, and they were just having a little bit of fun. And they called themselves Grindpad in Dutch, which is sort of a nod to grind music and black metal and stuff. And they were just doing it for fun, and it was the whole Grindpad name was just a joke. The guitarists, they started to move into a more serious direction, and the band became more serious over time. And in 2010, they won the local metal battle in Holland, which is an international competition. And a lot of bands in different countries, they win them and they go to one. Back in the day, it wasn't really like that, but nowadays they go to Wacken Open Air in Germany and they compete for the top spot. Back in the day, it wasn't really like that, but they won the local competition, and they did 2 EPs, and kind of that name stuck. And we really had a talk about it, should we keep the name or maybe change it, because also the musical style pretty much changed. Then we said, no, this band has a bit of a legacy, it has a cool history, and even though it's gonna be really weird internationally, because whenever we say Grindpad in Dutch and you read it in English and it's Grindpad, people automatically would probably think it's gonna be a grindcore band, right? It must be.
A lot of bands are starting to expand more during this situation of the coronavirus, and I just want to hear how you've been doing during the pandemic.
Well, you touch on a very interesting point here, and obviously I can only speak for myself when we've all had a rough time. I've actually had the coronavirus. I've gone through COVID-19. It was, for me personally, it was 2.5 weeks of being really miserable. So I'm really happy to have recovered from that. But from a band perspective, we've been really, it's been really tough, because right on the moment when we released our last album, Violence, we're having a really cool release party planned, and we like to do crazy stuff on our live shows, and especially here in our hometown, we like to do something crazy and over the top and shit like that. And we had some awesome ideas, and then obviously the pandemic hit and everything was just put on hold. So we released the album without anything, basically. We couldn't even do a release show or anything. And for us it was rough, but obviously we were of the opinions but like it sucks to not be able to do a release show, but some people are being hit so much harder than this, so we're not really complaining about this. We had a couple of really cool shit planned. We were supposed to play a couple of shows abroad as well. We had a really cool shit planned party over there and stuff. Our label is based out of Berlin, so that would be really cool, but obviously none of that happened. And then during the summer, not all of the cool plans that we had were basically shelved.
Damn.
Right now, probably in a few weeks, we can hit the practice room again, all 5 of us. And like, I can tell you one thing, honestly, there's nothing in my life right now that I'm looking forward to more than that moment to be in the practice room with the guys and just like fucking make the noise.
How was it, difficult that most people at the beginning didn't knew about Grindpad from 2006? Until now, since you guys unleashed, Burn the Rapist? Like, how was that transition that most people never discovered you way before?
Well, it's kind of fun because for us, we always had the feeling that we could be bigger than we are. A lot of people, given the fact that they like this style of music, they always go like, holy shit, man, that's fucking awesome. So we did have sort of like the feeling that we're onto something. And to finally get to the point where everything on that album needs to make you aggressive. Exactly. And I think that's what thrash metal is all about. When you get to that point, you go like, I think we're really onto something here. And now the point is, how do we get this out there? Getting a label nowadays is really hard.
It is very hard.
Like the really big labels, and especially from us, we're a little bit older than some of the newer bands, and it's like if you want to be on one of the big labels, you have to do multiple tours, buy-ins, and stuff like that. And we all have jobs and shit like that, so we cannot go like 3-4 months on tour or whatever. So we have to really, and one of the things that really stood out for us, and it was something that happened during our previous EP, Sharkbite. It was this really cool YouTube channel, New Wave of, what's it called? New Wave of Old School Thrash Metal.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably know about it. And they posted our Sharkbite EP, and I've never heard about the channel. And my first reaction was, somebody's posting our music. I didn't really know how to feel about that. But then we saw so many positive comments out there, so I reached out to the dude. It's Axel, or he's called. People listen to your music for free, quote unquote, on YouTube, and they want to support the band, so they can listen to it as much as they want for free on YouTube, and they still decide to order a CD and a t-shirt or whatever. So I was running to my local shop to post stuff on every single day after that was stuff, posting multiple packages, and the people over there was like, are you famous? I don't really think so, but there's some people out there who really like our stuff, and that was such an amazing feeling when you see people from Japan, Canada, United States, and it was, for us, that was such a validation of that what we're doing is appreciated, and even though it's the total amount of people listening to our music.
I love it. I love the energy that you present onto the band, because that's the important thing of what you just mentioned. I've always said that some record labels are not paying attention to the real sacrifice and talents that bands such as yourselves are doing. I always say that the record labels need to pay more attention to the underground stuff, because you never know exactly where the underground will be leading onto this point. That's why self-marketing, like you guys do, is very, very, sacrificial and very important. Greatest thing about us is that the underground is more of a community. It's more like a brotherhood or sisterhood. They communicate, they share about their taste in metal music. And that's something I want to rely upon on this question, is that, over the years, I've always said that metal music has helped a lot of people fighting against depression, such as myself, because I suffer from it. But metal music always has a variety of energy to give it to the audience, no matter if it's violent, if it's disturbing, if it's satanic, whatever you want to inform. But there's always something that people want to say, this type of music really gives me the energy to do the impossible. Now, and this is a question for you. Have you ever had audiences coming to you, giving their experience on metal music, especially with Grindpad, and say, yeah, you guys helped me getting through a lot of shit during these times?
I think I can actually take it one step more personal, because I've actually also have experience with depression. And I'm also of the opinion that a lot of people always tell you is like when you, especially when you're in your teens or whatever, people when you're listening to metal, especially black metal, death metal, they go like, that stuff is gonna make you depressed. I always thought it was the other way around. I think it really helps you, because one of the things that I think and also speaking to people in my personal circle, a lot of people, they speak about it like, this stuff is not making me aggressive or making me depressed. It's sort of like giving me the support. There's all sorts of like phases. At some point you want to like bathe in your feelings, maybe, for example, and then at another point, at some point, you need to like pick yourself up and you will want to fight back and punch people in the face, or. And I think that's where Grindpad comes in.
What you said is really true. Metal music does give us that variety to wake up and see reality, you know, and to treasure those moments and to have a passion for what you do. Coolest thing about this is that we have some audience that wanted, they gave me some questions for this interview. And there's a first question, says, what gave you the inspiration of the artwork for Burn the Rapist?
Oh yeah, so that's really cool, because at some point, like many years ago, our guitarist Jan Gerard, or JG, he made a song which was Sharkbite. It came out of the blue for me, and he just wrote it all by himself. And we changed a couple of things, but mostly he just wrote it by himself. And also the lyrics, and we just loved it, because it was like old school horror kind of thing, like, yeah, Sharkbite. It was so incredibly metal. My personal dream was, his personal dream was to get an album cover done by Rapist. And then he was on internet, and he was like asking people, was like, yeah, somebody able to do like his style, whatever. And somebody just was like, why don't you ask at Rapist? It's like, you've been asking everybody. It's like, why the fuck don't we ask at Rapist? And he was willing to work with us, even though we had never done anything that was like super well known or anything. So yeah, he made this awesome drawing for Sharkbite, and we were so happy with it. And that's how we wanted to stand out. So that really worked out very well for us. And then we thought, you know, for violence, why don't we do the girl that was obviously eaten in the Sharkbite picture? Why don't we do a sort of like a rebound where she's like kicking the ass of the shark? So in like our first idea was to give her like a baseball bat, knock out all the shark teeth. And then at Rapka was like, well, I don't really like the baseball kind of thing. Why don't we do a chainsaw? I was like, fuck yeah, let's do a chainsaw.
The second one would be, what advice can you give to those who are starting off in the underground metal scene?
Doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter how good your music is, but one of the things is like promotion is probably, well, I'm not going to say more important, but it's equally important to your music. So one of the things that you have to get out of your head is like, if your music is fucking awesome, that you will automatically get there. And that's one of the things that we learned the hard way. One thing you will immediately get is like, you get an enormous amount of emails from bullshitters. They go like, yeah, I'm working with these bands and I'm trying to promote this and I'll help you, and if you pay me this, I'll help you to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like an enormous amount, like a shitload of emails of like people having agencies. And I honestly think that most of these people mean well, but they probably suck.
Exactly.
Have a plan. Have a plan for your promotion. Have a plan. Find a label, find whatever. Or even if you like our album, our Sharkbite, for us, the EP was that really made us like the breakthrough kind of thing. We did that all by ourselves. We had no label, none whatsoever, and would have a plan. And also, sometimes you need to just have luck, like we had. I'm not gonna lie about it. We had a lot of luck that helped us get there, but. Like, have a plan, find the people that can help you, make sure you trust them, make sure you get the right people. Don't trust on just the big labels. Don't try to get to nuclear blast with your first album, because you won't make it. Like, as awesome as these people are, there's only a very small group who's going to make it to that.
Question number 3. Actually, this one's really good. It says, when the coronavirus hits, with when it ends, they want to know exactly what plans or which band would you like to collaborate to go on tour.
For your viewers, might not be very interesting, but that's something that we're really looking forward to, because we met them a couple of times on the road in Eastern Europe, and one of the things that we're really anxious to plan is we pretty have it all like planned out. We just need to know like exactly which date we're going to do it. So we're gonna like do 3 days in the Czech Republic, 2 days in Germany, and then 3 days in Holland. So like a tour from their place to ours. And the cool thing is we're gonna get two bands from Holland, 2 bands from the Czech Republic, and we travel from their place to our place, and it's gonna be awesome. Once the coronavirus is gone, so I would absolutely love to get our asses to the United States, and I would love to do more like that, but given we're a small time band right now, we don't have the financial backing from a major label or something. Like, for me, that would be a dream come true to come to the United States and play it, because I've had the pleasure to visit your wonderful country, and I've had the pleasure to actually been to concerts in the United States, and the way people like go crazy with bands right there, that is just, it's wonderful. And we, as a band, we'd love to experience that.
I want to know exactly this question, and this is like your opinion. Everybody has entitled to their opinion, because this is something I tell to every single band I've interviewed. Which is the first death metal record? Was it Seven Churches Possessed or Scream Bloody Gore by Death?
I'm gonna go with Scream Bloody Gore.
And the question is, why do you think it is the first death metal record?
I'm not even sure. I don't have the exact dates in my head. It's more like it was the one that I first got into contact with. There's a good chance that actually it wasn't the first, but this is the first that, like, from the 2, which I like. By the way, I like both of them, but this is the one that I knew first. So I'm not gonna like try to act like I know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. And last question is, oh, this one's really personal for me, because it's exciting, so you guys should know about it. You actually have fans in Puerto Rico as well, because I'm from Puerto Rico, so you guys got fans. When will be the chance for you guys to visit and play in Puerto Rico?
I can't tell you how much I would like that. That would be, for us, a dream come true, literally. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. Also, I'm not gonna lie, like, the chances of that are, like, given we're from Europe, and like, if we, like, one of the, also because, like, previously you talked about our love for New York hardcore, like, we're huge fans of New York hardcore and US music, and so if we were able to tour the US, an enormous cool thing to also go to Puerto Rico. That would be something that would really fulfill us. That
leads to the end of this interview. Olivier, I can't really thank you enough. Having this great conversation with you is truly the best. You know, the energy, everything is just so fucking great.
No, thank you, man. Like I said before, like even before the interview, we said, like, one of the greatest challenges that we have as a band is getting our name out there, and this helps us so much. So this is really one of the things that really, for us, makes a lot of difference, and to get our name and our story out there. So thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, fuck yeah, man. And we love Florida. I've been there a couple of times. I love coming there. It's a great place, and I can't wait to come back. And hopefully it'll be as a band, as a 5-piece, and we'll play there and you can rock your asses off.
And for those that are watching, be sure to get your official merch, and be also to get your copy of Burn the Rapist. You can actually send them on the Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, but most importantly, go to Bandcamp, buy their merch, support the bands because they need it, and support your local, support the new wave of old school thrash, support your crossover thrash bands, and yes, support the shark. Not Jaws, the actual shark.
Let's get the sharks up your ass, man. Fuck yeah.
I like that.
Oh, cool.
All right, Olivier, thank you very much, man. We'll keep in contact, all right?
Absolutely, man.
All right, brother. Cheers to you.
All right, cheers to you, man.